Rockstar Game, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone. Join the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Like it says there. Hey, you. Smash that like button. In the loop. Ring that post notifications bell. Let's go. It might sound something like that. I don't know. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome to the Rockstar Report. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome. If Carolina Panthers and NFL content is your shiznit, then you're in the right place. And I appreciate everyone joining the live stream tonight. Of course, as always, your host, ClayRopp. And I appreciate everyone joining, man. We're going to talk about this salary cap space because, man, we had some huge news come into the NFL world today by Dan Graziano, who literally came in without a warning shot, really. And I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to talk more about this today. Hold on, let me share this. I have it pulled up right here. And then let me zoom in for you guys so you can see it, okay? Give me 1 second. All right. So for some of you, you probably can see. You should be able to see that now. Okay. Now, as you can see there, that says that. So basically today, the Carolina Panthers are going to get a nice little boost, a nice little breathing room and cap space. All right. That's what we're going to dive in today. Marcos, what's good, man? We also have a live goal today, guys. Make sure you check that out. And make sure you guys get in the chat. Love to hear y'all's thoughts as we go throughout tonight's live stream. Also, join the Rockstar Game to become a member, exclusive perks, epic vibes, unstoppable energy. We're here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. EST, 5 days a week, bringing you live content. So appreciate it. Marcos, what's good? Get them likes up. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this real quick. So the salary cap soars once again. Now big money moves. We'll see for certain teams what it means for us, really, right? So Dan Graziano posted up today that the NFL today informed teams that the 2025 per team salary cap will range from $27.5 million to $281.5 million. Okay, so the NFL was basically on a financial hot streak, and it's handing out big budgets like Oprah is handing out cars. All right. That's literally what this is. Like, this is huge for us, especially with the situation. So, I got to give a huge shout out to the NFL for doing this. Shout out to the NFL for doing this. Like, seriously. We're one of the teams that really aren't in the best cap situation. And this is huge. Now, again, so this is the second consecutive year that the league salary cap is ballooning. Right? This is not pocket change, man. This is a hefty jump from last year. It's already a record setting at 255.4 million cap. Now we're putting an extra 22 million, maybe even more. At least. So at least we're putting we're at least getting a $22 million boost. At least into the pockets of the team trying to maneuver through this chess game of NFL roster building. It's like giving every team a brand new credit card with a higher limit. You ever had a credit card where it was just like, oh, we increased your limit for no reason just because you either are making more money, I don't know, or I think I'm not the best at finances, okay? But I'm pretty sure credit cards, they boost your limit because you're making your payments on time or also your salary went up, something like that, right? But that's what this feels like. And then you're hoping that you don't max it out on some impulsive buys, right? That's what I kind of compare this to. And that kind of money surge doesn't happen by accident. Now, does it, ladies and gentlemen? So, because that means that the NFL's revenue streams are fatter than ever because of all the TV deals, right? Everything, every growing ticket sales, international expansion, the growing impact of streaming services. Yeah, throwing even more cash at broadcasting rights. So Roger Goodell is relentless to push to make the NFL a global cash cow. And obviously it's paying off big time. Why do you think this whole thing now in the NFL, the Netflix is coming into play? Why do you think the NFL, why do you think Netflix is trying to get the afternoon games? Because they know the NFL knows that they're going to get a nice little pension from those NFL games from Netflix. They're going to bring in some serious cash. It's money. It's a business at the end of the day. They're trying to find more ways to make money and streaming is one of them. WWE is a perfect example. Look at what WWE is doing. Raw's on Netflix. I mean, Netflix is trying to take over. You know what I mean? Good analogy. So, you're getting all these things, right? And here's the thing with Goodell pushing this relentlessly, right? He's trying to build a global cash cow, which is the NFL, and he has been, and now it's paying off big time. And now you got from regular season games in London and Germany to multi-billion-dollar broadcasting contracts. That's why Netflix is now coming into play. That's why I was explaining it. The league's money, the league is a money machine, and it's firing on all cylinders. Now, here's the thing. Teams are lining up to figure out how to spend their new allowance. Some are going to either use it wisely, others may be just as stupid, okay? Now, there is complicated math behind all this madness, okay? Before any of the GMs in the NFL, I want to make this clear to you guys. Before anybody in the NFL and these GMs start thinking they could just swim in this cash like he's Scrooge McDuck, there are some behind scenes number crunching that is going to makes even seasoned accountants. It's going to make seasoned accountants sweat when they look at this and hear about and see this. Because here's what's happening now. The league and the NFL Players Association, they still have to finalize the cap number. What does that mean? Well, there's going to be a range set. That final figure depends on how they resolve the lingering details. So, like the $9 million smoothing adjustment from last year. So, in simple terms, let me explain this to you in a way that you may understand. The NFLPA agreed to tweak the salary cap to avoid wild swings between years. So basically ensuring that one off season doesn't unfairly favor players who happen to be in a line for a new deal that year. Okay. So the union, they can recover up to 4.5 million of that deferred money this year. But it hasn't told the league how much it wants to claim. So until that is settled, all right, follow me here. Teams are left hovering over in a cap limbo. So once the NFLPA makes that call, the final number will be set. Probably we could be seeing this set number probably by like next week, I would assume, which is just in time for the official start of the league year, 2025 league year, but also the free agency of starting in March 12th. But this delay, what it does, it leaves the NFL GMs pacing their offices, calculators in hand, and waiting for the green light to finalize their offseason strategies. So the complexity of the cap isn't just about the numbers. It's about timing. You have to leverage that timing. You also have to think about the long term, and you just got to start planning. So again, this is where the teams can make a one wrong move, and that team could just be stabbed with dead cap hits that are going to haunt them for years. So this is why cap experts like Brant Tillis are the unsung heroes in the front office, turning what looks like financial shit and then turns it into a coherent game plan that everybody can understand. Tillis will get us straight going forward on contracts for sure. For sure. I hope we still restructure some contracts. We need to rebuild this defense and free agency. Absolutely, QJ. Steelers are playing in Ireland. That's gonna be sick. I would go just because they're playing in Ireland, not just because, like, obviously I'm not a Steelers fan. Y'all know that, but just because they're playing in Ireland. It'd probably be a bad idea if I went though, because I'd come back banged up, boy. I come back banged up. Too many Guinness, too many whiskey shots. Yeah, that'd be a hangover for at least 2 weeks. If I went to Ireland, that would be a bad idea for me. That is not a good idea for Clay to go. I'll be honest. I would be banged up for 2 weeks if I went to Ireland. It'd be a bad idea. Oh, Lord. So now that I've explained that, if you do need another explanation on this, I will be doing a short later. So I will be doing a shorter version of what I just explained. Okay. Let's get how this makes sense. So let's get how this makes sense for the Carolina Panthers now. Okay. How this is going to help us. Okay. So what this means for the Panthers from a salary cap standpoint, they get a nice little break, right? They get a nice little, or not a break. I would say more like a nice little breather. Okay. They got a nice little breathing room. So not a break, nice little breathing room in the cap space. Okay. This is now Carolina has been one of those teams that has been stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to the salary cap. This salary bump is the financial breather that they desperately needed. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't a blank check for wild free agency spending sprees. It's more like finding a 20 this is more like, how can I explain this? We can't, like I said, we can't, this is not a blank check where we can just spend whatever we want. It's like finding $20 in your jacket pocket or your jeans pocket. And it helpful, right? Nice little gas money, but it ain't going to change your life. That's the best way I can explain that. Okay? But it gives us a nice little breathing room. Don't spend me on your needs, right? It helps build depth. Right. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there, right? So with the new cap projections, okay, the Panthers' available spending money is now around 24.83 million. I was doing the math earlier. So that's so subtract what they'll need to sign their incoming draft class, and they're probably left with roughly around 19.8 million in effective cap space. It's not bad, but not exactly yacht buying money either. Okay. So let's not forget, we also have got 28 players set to enter free agency, including key role players and depth pieces, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind. Okay. Keep that in mind as we're talking through this. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. We got over 45 people watching, whether you're watching on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you guys are watching or wherever you find me. Make sure you drop a follow. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you drop a subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. Okay. I really appreciate that. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. So somewhere around that range. So, all right. So I explained how much we've got. So again, I'll go over it again. So basically with the new cap projections, I'll explain this again. Spending money is now around 24.83. But if you subtract what they'll end up signing from their incoming draft class, give or take, they're probably left with around basically 20 million, 19.8, something like that. I did the math earlier. Ineffective cap space. So again, it's not bad, but you're not going to go out and exactly go spend a yacht on that type of money. Okay. Plus, you got 28 players who are going into the free agent market, including some key role players and some depth pieces. All right. Enter Brant Tillis, the magician, the wizard, whatever the hell you want to call the nerd ball. Okay. I call him the Carolina Panthers cap wizard. That's what I call him. And then you've got Dan Morgan. Okay. Tillis is the person who has honed he has owned his craft with the Kansas City Chiefs. He is known for that creative cap maneuver. For example, Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt's contract last year. You know how much money that we paid Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt just this year alone? It was only $1.25 million. Now it's going to go up, but it's giving us that breathing room, right? All right. He's the kind of guy who can find a room in the couch cushions. He can find room in the couch cushions. And when you think the wallet's empty, but even he knows the magic tricks have limits. So the Panthers need to be strategic. Think bargain hunting. Okay? Think bargain hunting. Not Cartery splurging. All right? Extensions, restructures, potential player cuts are all on the table to stretch every dollar, which I think extension, for example, they could either restructure Taylor Moton or they extend him. Either way, you're going to save money. Okay. Cuts, Miles Sanders, for example. So for us fans, we're dreaming of that big name free agent, whether it's like Josh Sweat, whoever. Here's a quick reality check I need you guys to understand. Carolina in free agency is more likely to shop the second and third waves of free agents, where the deals are cheaper and the stakes are lower. You got to think smart here because you're going to get guys that can fill gaps in the free agency. You're not going to get true number one, day one starters. Now, unless Brant Tillis is, again, the cap wizard I think he is, he may be able to do something. I don't know, but I don't see it. So we got to think smarter. We got to target signings, players who can contribute without breaking the bank. That's where we have to go. Okay. Because here's the thing we got to do. Okay. You got to think about the long game and you build through the draft. You got to build through the draft. So now that we have this cap space and we've added a little bit cap space, we can build through the draft. Rock Jones, this year from dead money standpoint will be at the lowest we've been in a very, very long time. We'll be at the lowest we've been at a very, very long time. And I'll show you guys here shortly. Actually, I can show you right now. Let's go look. We can go look at actually, let's use over the cap. I'm not going to use spot track because spot track's way too much going on there. So we go to I don't know why I got T Higgins up. All right, let's go to cap space. Jesus. All right, let's go to all right, we're middle of the pack. All right. Here's the thing. So we're into 2025. Total cap space right now, we're at 24 million. Okay, we're at 24 million. Can y'all see that better now? Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Perfect. All right, so we're at 24 million, as you can see right here. Okay, y'all can see this? 24 million. Now, for example, guys like Moten, we restructure him. Dead money, 0. You restructure him, we save $12 million. You extend him, same thing. Dead money, 0. Cap savings, $12 million. Okay? Yeah, we're in the middle of the pack. We're like top 15 range of cap space, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, keep pounding. We're not bad. All right, so let's get back to this. Now we go to let's go to Miles Sanders. So if we cut pre-June. So this is that set at cut pre-June. This is your dead money side here. This is your cap saving. So for example, Miles Sanders. We cut his ass. Okay. We take a dead cap hit of 2.9, but we save 5.2. Okay. Shy Tuttle. Really cutting him makes no sense. Pre-June. Shy Tuttle. You want to cut him post-June. Why? Dead money, 2.8. Cap savings, 6.5. Okay? You want to cut him post-June. Okay? You trade him pre-June, not good. You trade him post-June, you're good. So, Shy Tuttle is going to be a post-June guy. Miles Sanders is a pre-June guy. You cut Miles Sanders post-June. Actually, no, you want to cut Miles Sanders post-June. You save 1.4, actually, and you get dead money hit 1.4, and you'll save 6.7. So actually, Miles Sanders cut post-June is actually better. It's actually better. Didn't even realize that until we go through it. Let's see. Is there anybody else? Okay, for example, let's say we extend JC Horn. We extend JC Horn now. Dead money cap hit 0. We save $9 million. Okay. Is there any other cut candidates? Dane Jackson, perfect. Another cut candidate. So let's see. Do we want to cut Dane Jackson right here? All the way across here. Do we want to cut Dane Jackson pre-June? Let's see. Cut pre-June. 2.5 dead hit. Cap savings 3.3. We cut him post-June. It's same thing. It doesn't matter if you cut him pre or post. Trading him wouldn't do. Well, trading him would be better, but I doubt we can trade him. trading him pre-June, you'd save you would save 4.3, and dead hit, you would only take like 1.5. Yeah. Trading him would be the best option. For Dane Jackson. We could package him up. Yeah. Let's see who else. And we'll take a bigger deep dive. Is there anyone else that we can move with him with? Maybe you package him with Miles. Keep pounding. I mean, maybe someone's looking for a running back in a corner. I don't know. All right. Anyone else that we could cut or that would really save us some money? Not really. Not really. Right, and then right now at dead money. We're looking at 15 million. So, I mean, really, contracts. Let's go here. Let's go to contracts. Maybe I need to do this through contracts. So if I go to, let's go to Shy real quick. Get the fuck out of here. So if we go, all right, so we're looking at Shy total here. So you cut in pre-June. Cut in post-June. Damn, dude. 2.8 million. That's 2.8 million you save. Or 2.8 million dead money. And you save 6.5. Yeah. Yeah, you really want to. Yeah, you really want to get this guy out of here. He's got to be a cut post June type of guy. He's got to be cut post June. And then Miles Sanders. I mean, the three guys I'm looking at cutting is Miles Sanders, Shy Tuttle, Dane Jackson. You cut Miles, you post June, you save more money. 1.4, you dead money, you save 6.7. Taylor Moton, you just need to extend his ass. Like if we go to his contract, like we were just doing, I want to do it from this standpoint though. I want to be up and close so I could see it better. Where did he go? Where's Moton at? Where is Moton? There he is. So you extend him. Let's see what happens. So if we restructure, you restructure him, no dead money hit. You save 12.1 million. You extend him, and it's 0 dead money, and then you take $12 million cap savings. Definitely extend without a question for sure. Yeah. I'm just giving you both options there. Okay. I definitely want to extend him, but I'm just giving you both options there. All right. What was another move? Dane. All right. So we showed Miles, we showed Shy. Let's talk about Dane. All right. Dane Jackson. You cut him pre-June. You save 2.5. Cap savings is 3.3. You cut him post-June, it's the same thing. Or you trade him. The trading him either way, pre or post, is about the same savings. Restructuring him does no good. Extending him actually saves money, which is crazy. So I mean, this whole thing again, is going to help Carolina probably get some free agents. Okay. It's going to help them get some free agents. I don't think we're going to get those top tier free agents. I just don't. Like I said, we're at with the 24 million that we have available right now. If you subcontract the incoming draft class right now, you're at 19. And let's say the incoming draft class that we get, we're at 19.8. Okay. It's not bad, but it's not exactly buying money. That's the way I look at it. You're not buying a yacht with that. You shouldn't be done. And again, we have to think about that. We have 28 players set to enter free agency and with some key role players and some depth pieces. Again, I do think Brant Tillis is the cap wizard, and what he has honed in and the craft that he honed in Kansas City proved that. What he did this past offseason with the Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis contracts proved that as well. Okay. Again, he is the kind of guy who can find room in the couch cushions when you think the wallet's empty. That's the way I look at it. It's a crazy analogy. Think about it. He even knows the magic tricks, and he even knows magic tricks have limits. So we have to be very strategic, and we got to think like we're bargaining hunters. Okay, we're not guys who are going to splurge out there. Okay, again, extensions, what we just went over, restructures, what we just went over, potential player cuts that are on the table to stretch every dollar. We talked about those. Okay, again, I don't think we're going to take these big name free agents. And I want everybody to realize this. We're just not in that position right now. I think that we're getting gap fillers. I think we're going to get guys who are either second tier, third tier type of guys of free agents who are guys that we can get on cheaper deals. The stakes are lower on them. We have to think smart, right? Target signings. What I mean by that is players who can contribute without breaking the bank. Okay? You're not going to get you might not get a Josh Sweat, okay? But I think that there are some guys in this free agency in that second tier and third tier that can fill some holes, fill some gaps for a cheaper price and still can make an impact. Okay? I do believe that. As much as I want to get a Josh Sweat, I think that what Dan Morgan and them are looking at is building through the draft. They're looking at this from the long game. You build through the draft. That is Dan Morgan's plan. I think that they're going to build through this draft. They're going to use free agency to fill gaps. And the reason why that is, it's because, guys, it's smarter. It's a more sustainable approach because that avoids mortgaging the future for flashy short-term gains. We're a young team. We want to build this thing young so we can be dominant for the next 10 years, right? The Panthers, we have 9 draft picks this year. Maximizing that haul is going to be absolutely key for this rebuild. And when in a league where young, cheap talent is worth its weight in gold, you got to hit on the draft picks, and that's just as important, right? It's actually everything. If we're really being honest, you hitting on those draft picks, it's everything. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. It's ASCII. You know, I'm right there with you. I want to trade back. Me personally, I want to trade back. I want to get more draft capital. I'd like to come out of this draft with 10 to 12 picks. I think nine's good, but I like to have that 10 to 12 picks. I think this is a draft class, how deep the D line and how deep the edge draft class is. I think we should draft cast a broader net. Keep Pounding says, who would you target if you trade back? I think Dallas is going to be a team that's going to be looking to move forward. I think there's going to be a lot of teams looking to move forward. Cincinnati's going to be one of them. I think Cincinnati. I think Miami. I won't be surprised if Dan Morgan's not on the phone with another GM when that number 8 pick comes, or before, as soon as the draft starts, someone's blowing up our phone for that number 8 pick, because someone's going to be wanting one of those top tackles. Someone's going to be wanting Ashton Genty. Someone's going to be wanting to move up to get one of those quarterbacks, even though this quarterback draft class is, Indianapolis. But back to the quarterback draft class, this one's not going to be anywhere. There might be some guys that should come out of this out of nowhere and be studs, but I don't see it. I think Jackson Dart's the second best quarterback in this draft class. I think he's better than Shador. That's just a hot take of mine. Better arm talent, in my opinion. I think Cam Ward's the best prospect quarterback-wise in this draft class. A lot of people are saying Kyle McCord might have the best arm talent in this draft class. It's going to be interesting from the quarterback standpoint. But, yeah, we definitely need to trade back. I think there's going to be a lot of teams calling for that number 8 pick, because there's going to be a lot of guys on that board right there, that number 8 pick, that they're going to be calling for. And maybe Dan Morgan might be calling somebody else saying, hey, man, we're thinking about taking Ashton Genty, for example, Dallas, and say, hey, if you really want to get your guy, Ashton, because we're thinking about taking him, do you want to trade for that number 8 pick? Or, again, I won't be surprised. If that's the case, it will come down to who gives us the best offer we cannot refuse. That's what it comes down to. Who is going to give us the offer that we cannot refuse? Honestly, keep pounded. I'm looking at, like, in my last mock draft, I did Walter Nolan. I think he's a 1 technique, 3 technique, 5 technique, and play nose tackle. He's a guy that can play. You can put him anywhere. And I think he's very underrated. I think we could also trade back and get Mike Green, or we could get a James Pierce Jr., depending, obviously, how far you go back. But, I'm looking at that. Jalen Walker still on my radar. I think Jalen Walker may be this year's Trayvon Walker. And what I mean by that is, yeah, he's a mid-round, round pick, but he's going to watch him at the combine, watch his draft stock go through the roof after the combine. Same thing with Mykel Williams. A lot of people don't like Mykel Williams, but both of those guys after that combine could end up being like a Trayvon Walker that just boosts his draft stock tremendously. I think there's a lot of blue chip players that are very underrated. You're from a defensive standpoint. There is so much depth here. We might be looking at the best defensive draft class we've seen since probably 2019. I'm dead ass serious. Yeah, another one look into, keep pounding, is look into Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. Who's the Michigan edge rusher? Is it Isaiah Stewart? Is it Isaiah Stewart? Is that who it is? Isaiah Stewart out of Michigan. No, Josiah Stewart. Look into Josiah Stewart. He's one of my favorites in this year's draft class too. Very slept on as well. Omar Norman Lott out of Tennessee. Talk about a guy who could end up being your true nose tackle. Deion Walker out of Kentucky. Talk about another guy who could be a true nose tackle. I mean, dude, this draft class is deep. Like when I look at my draft board and we're looking at how many guys from a defensive line and an edge rushing standpoint, and hell, even linebackers, I think is very deep. I think there's guys like Cody Lindenberg, Jay Higgins that you can get in the fifth, sixth round that the guys could end up being studs. A lot of these guys, even though that I get that they're second round guys, Randall, but in other draft classes, they could end up being first round. They might be a second rounder in this draft class, but if they were in another draft class, they could be first rounders. I'm telling you, that's how deep this draft class is. Some of these guys that are predicted to go second or third round, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you there's going to be some guys that get drafted in the second, third round that are going to look like first round picks. I'm telling you that right now. I am telling you that right now. I won't be surprised. That's just how deep this draft class I feel that it is. Same thing from the nickels from the safety standpoint. Safety is huge in this draft class. You got Nick Amanawari out of South Carolina. You got Malachi Starks out of Georgia. Xavier Watts. You got Andrew Mukaba. You got Malachi Moore. You got Sebastian Castro, Kevin Winston Jr., Lathan Ransom, Billy Bowman. I mean, that's a shit ton of guys, man. The depth in all these, and I'm looking at my draft boards because I've been editing my draft board rankings lately. Which I need to edit I'm looking at my quarterback draft class. I need to edit it. I need to edit my quarterback draft board. I'm looking at it right now. But like the edge rushing room, man, it's just insane. Like to list off the names. Abdul Carter, James Pierce Jr., Michael Williams, Landon Jackson, Shamar Stewart, Mike Green, Jack Sawyer, Nick Scorton, Princely, Umana Million, JT Tuilamalalu, Josiah Stewart, Ashton Gelati, Braden Swinson, Donovan Ezarukuru, Kyle Kennard, Tyler Barron, Jared Ivey. I mean, Savion Jones. So many dudes, man. It is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's a massive class, man. I mean, this is a massive draft class. I mean, you go look at like I was going to name off a shit ton of defensive tackles. Mason Graham, Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, Derek Harmon, Tyleek Williams, TJ Sanders, Alfred Collins, Deion Walker, Omar Norman Lott, Darius Alexander, very underrated, by the way. I think Darius Alexander is a first round talent. I think he's that good. Tonka Hemingway. I mean, there's just so many dudes. You're looking basically the top 15 in just the defensive tackle and defensive end alone. I mean, the talent is just impeccable. I really do think this is one of the deepest defensive draft classes I've ever seen. It might end up being better than the 2019 draft class for all we know, man. It's crazy. But yeah, but if we're talking about, let's get back to the Carolina Panthers real quick. Like we're going to, again, like I said, Morgan's plan, I think, is he's going to build through the draft. You're going to use free agency to fill those gaps. Again, I think it's a smart approach. Because again, it is a more sustainable approach, and it avoids you mortgaging your future for flashy short-term gains. That's why I just didn't understand the logic behind trying to trade for Garrett Wilson or trying to go get a Myles Garrett. Like as much as I would love to get either one of those guys, just those two guys alone ain't gonna fix all the needs that we have here. I mean, you've got 28 free agents on the market. You got 9 draft picks this year. Again, you just need to maximize the haul of those 9 draft picks or trade back and get more and maximize that haul. Because we're in the NFL is a league where your young, cheap talent is worth its weight in gold, and hitting on draft picks, again, isn't just important. I'm telling you right now, hitting on draft picks is everything for teams to rebuild. Because again, you got to think about it this way. It's a one big decision looming is what to do for us. Like there is one decision looming over their heads here in Carolina, and that is what to do with J.C. Horn. That's another thing we got to think about because he's entering his 5th-year option, and the team is expected to explore an extension. And you got to lock down. I think you have to lock down your cornerstone player like J.C. Horn, essentially for a long-term stability. From that standpoint, like we as an organization, in my opinion, cannot afford to let an elite talent like him slip away, especially when they're trying to build a defense that actually can stop someone. Right? You know, you don't, and that's the thing, you don't have to question anymore about your quarterback. At least I don't feel like we need to. I don't know if anybody else here believes in Bryce Young, but I don't think we have to question on our quarterback. So you don't have to go out and think that you got that's a position that remains a point of contention for us. It's not like we have to reach for a franchise quarterback now. What we saw in the last 10 weeks with Bryce really has now set this rebuild into a forward trajectory. With Dave Canales, we now have found the right fit. He has found the right scheme. What he did benching him was the right thing to do, and it's now changed this whole trajectory of where we're going. So if we're looking at this from a financial standpoint, it's still delicate, I think. I mean, the salary cap bump definitely helps, but it's not a game changer, man. Like, it's not going to be a game changer, but I think of it as getting, again, I want to say this in a way that makes sense. Think of it as getting a bigger backpack, but not a whole new car. Extra room helps, but you're still carrying that same load, right? Because again, we're in a league where teams like New Orleans treat the cap like they're playing Monopoly, man. You're pushing debt into the future year after year, and Carolina's taking now we're taking a more responsible route. It might not make headlines now, but sooner or later down the line, it's going to pay off big in the long run. This approach is about sustainability, not just splashy headlines. When we get that stability and we show that what the approach that we took with the sustainability, and we're winning games, and we're win the NFC South, and we make the playoffs, and we're being considered a contender, that's the splashy headlines that come along with this approach of sustainability. That is what this is all about, right? That is what it's all about. So I think Dan Morgan and them are going to play that long game. And while, again, this cap hike gives them more breathing room, it doesn't mean you open the season at the free agent mall and you just splurge. It's about smart moves, calculated risk. You got to build for sustainability. The extra cash, yeah, it's nice, but it's about how you spend that extra cash. That's what really matters. So I think for all of us, even though this was nice, getting that nice little extra $22 million bump, right? Getting that extra $22 million bump, it's nice. It's how they spend it. That's how it really matters. So you got to patience is key in this part of it. Panthers are building something that could last. And it's not about building headlines. It's not about trying to win the offseason headline race. It's about in the NFL playing smart, which beats flashy more often than you think. And I think if we stick to the plan, the bigger backpack might eventually turn into that dream car we all, after all. Nice little pun there for you. Guys, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. We've got over 60 people watching. We got over 46 watching on YouTube, 13 people watching on Twitter. Appreciate the people on Twitter. Make sure you drop me a follow over there. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like this as well. Repost it, share it with your with everybody else. People on YouTube, I appreciate y'all. There's over 46 of you watching. Make sure you pound that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 6,000 subscribers. We actually only need literally 100 and we only need 190 to be at 6,000 subscribers. So I greatly appreciate that. So shout out to all you guys in the chat. I see all y'all in here. Again, make sure you follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm very I'm very active on a lot of social media. Okay. Also, shout out to BetUS, our sponsorship of the Rockstar Report. Just sign up for free today with them. You get 125% bonus up to $2,000 on your first bet. But remember, bet responsibly. You can bet on midget wrestling. You can bet on NASCAR. You can bet on the U.S. and Canadian hockey game tomorrow night. You can bet on politics. So BetUS is definitely your one-stop shop for betting all your betting needs, prop bets as well. So make sure you go check it out. Link is in the description of this live stream and my link tree. Tell them the Rockstar Report sent you. Okay. Other than that, guys, guess what? Thursday night, we are going to be doing a mock draft. It will be our mock draft 7.0. I'm doing a mock draft once a week, every single week, once a week, full breakdown. I break down every player I pick. I give you a detailed description of that player. I break them down, what they bring to the table, to the best of my ability, from my knowledge, from what I've seen. It's just, so yeah, we'll probably we do trades. Sometimes we just do it straight up. I bet we'll skip over known people. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Panther Cow. But again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream again. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Again, become a member today. Join the Rockstar gang today. It is pinned up all the way up at the top at the chat. Become a member today. Also, we do have a live goal today. It helps support the channel more than you know. We got 10 teal super chats, so I greatly appreciate that as well. But that's no big deal. Actually, the 10 people that do 10 steel super chats, I will make you a moderator. Or if you become a member today, I'll make you a moderator as well. I got to start making people moderators. I got to give y'all a little bit more incentives for becoming a member or anything like that. I have been giving out. See if I have any free memberships to give out today. Don't have any free memberships to give out today. So, where's my Bryce emoji? It's coming, Panther Gal. I've been trying to work on it. For some reason, YouTube is being a little special lately. They've been a little special. So, appreciate all you guys joining the live stream. Again, do me these 3 things before you head out. Do me the favor of just these 3 things. So I would appreciate that. That all that goes a long way. It's all for free, and that's how easy it is. Just those 3 clicks. So again, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night. We're going to do a mock draft 7.0, full breakdown as always. So make sure you guys tune in to that 8 p.m. EST as always. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate all the love and support. Again, 3 things. Have fun. Be safe. Keep pounding. I'm out. Peace.